Hello, I'm back. Um, so there's been a lot going on, and I haven't been able to upload it in a few days. But something interesting happened last night. I had the door open, and a storm came through, and I was just about to close it, or at least the screen, and then this giant freaking monster from outer space flies in, and I think it was a cicada killer because it was such a big freaking bee slash wasp sort of thing. But I thought I'd share that and kind of show. I was able to capture it in the light fixture, and this thing is huge. Like, there's my thumb. It's like, it's got to be at least like 2 inches. I mean, I'm afraid to really mess with it too much because I'm not even sure if it's dead or I don't know, faking it. Who knows? Yeah, I killed it this morning, and it died, I guess, from lack of oxygen, or it was enclosed in like a little lamp on the ceiling fan. Because I tried to box it in and let it loose, and I couldn't because it kept just flying. It kept moving away, and it was just hard to mess with it with the ceiling fan there. So it got inside of one of the bulbs, and it was kind of checking that out, trying to dig its way out or whatever it was doing, and buzzing around. It was really freaky. And so I just kind of took a piece of art paper like this and I covered it up, and then I got some duct tape and taped it on there. And it's funny because like before I got enough tape on there to hold it on its own, the power went out. So I'm sitting there holding a piece of paper with this thing in it, thinking, oh, this is perfect. I'm not going to be able to set this thing so that I don't have to come back to it for a while. So I think the heat or something might have killed it. I mean, I kind of wanted to set it free, but yeah, it's a monster, man. This thing was huge. It's like, I think it's almost 2 inches, if not 2 inches. Like, I mean, each segment of your finger is about an inch. And if you stretch this thing out, I'm pretty sure it's about 2. But yeah, it's big. They apparently the cicada killers, they'll latch onto a cicada, and then they'll insert their eggs, and they can have their eggs hatched inside of a living cicada, is what a bug guy told me earlier. So I thought that was creepy, and I asked him if it was harmful to humans, and he said no. So I mean, I kind of wish it didn't die because I wanted to be able to set it free, but those things happen. I mean, that's what do you call it, collateral damage. The thing was freaking me out, that's all I can say. So anyways, I ran into a lot of issues on my game. I realized that what I was trying to do was impossible. I looked at the Wikipedia, and so I felt a little bit like I wasted a bunch of time because I wiped out the dungeon, and I built this really crafty looking dungeon over here. I kind of tried to make it like the original. I know I'm way off, but I was kind of proud of it, but nothing ever spawned. So I was like, okay. I googled it, and it turns out that you can extend a dungeon, you can modify it, and I think what it said was you can't, monsters won't spawn on any player placed, like, the background, the tiles, I'm just going to call them tiles. Monsters can't spawn if the player actually placed them. So I was like, oh, boo-hoo, and no, okay. So what I read was you can have this as long as it's underneath the naturally occurring jungle. So I wouldn't be able to create this here. It would never work. So I think I'm just going to leave that intact. The only thing I'm missing on this world that I won't be able to get back is the dungeon, which is okay. I'm not really that upset about it. I never really cared for the dungeon anyway. So that's about it. I did spend a lot of time creating all this stuff. These are mannequins laid out. On this side, I have all my armor, and on this side is all the costumes. And some of it's not complete, but the majority of it is. I changed the robot's house to have the Martian background and the tiles. It's pretty cool looking. So I'll show you guys that stuff real fast. What else did I do? I might have placed another one of these. I'm not really sure. I switched around the order of these, so it's a little bit different, not much.
So there's the beetle armor with the heavy. There's two different body armors. There's 32 defense and there's like a 20 defense. That one's got melee and critical strike damage. This one has melee and critical strike damage. This is the better one. I don't know why the other one exists. Maybe it puts out more damage. Yeah, 8 and 6 or 8 melee and critical and melee speed. Oops. And this is just 5 on critical and melee. Okay. So it's not as good offensively, but for defense, which is really needed in this game, that's the one that you always end up making. You don't really ever use the other body piece. Because I made that mistake the first time. I went to go fight with some of the last bosses with just the 20 armor, and I was like, why am I losing? And so I crafted the 32, and it was so much easier. Oh my goodness, I can't even explain. There's the turtle armor, which you actually take this and turn it into the beetle armor. And this is funny, because that's 27 defense, and it's got 8 and 8. So this body piece is better than that one, really. Except for the movements, movement speed isn't on it. Or melee speed, I guess. Yeah. So this one's better than the low beetle armor. 21, 23, yeah, okay. And then I got the Shroomite armor, the Spectre armor, and then this hat doesn't really have a statistic, it's just for looks, I think. Or I guess it does have 6 defense, that's not too terrible. But I think it's mostly just for looks, because this one actually has stats on it. For a mage. And then the Chlorophyte armor. Oh crap. So I have the Chlorophyte armor, there's 3 sets, and then there's a Tiki armor, which is not supposed to be in the middle of this, it should be at the end. I kind of messed up there. There's 3 sets of Hallowed, and the only difference in these, quote, sets, unquote, is the difference in the helmets, really. Because the body pieces and the leg pieces are all the same. And then the Adamantite, which I had on this server, the Titanium, which came from another server, because you can't have both ores in the same world. It's like random. So I have those, and then I have the Spooky armor, which is a summoning armor. And I just placed these as best as I could. I wasn't like scientific about it or anything. And then you have the Mithril, and then the Palladium. I think that's what that is. Or Auriculum, however you say that. Auriculum, that's how I say it. I don't know if that's right. That's Palladium right there. Palladium. That's Cobalt. That one's easy. Cobalt. This is the spider stuff for summoning. And then the crystal set you get from the Queen slime. And the molten, or is that molten? Yeah, molten. You get that from the underground. You have to mine hellstone bricks to make it. And then you need a hellforge. And then the gold, oh, that's not gold. What is that? B. I'm a bee, motherfucker. So that's what that is. That's bee armor. There's just the jungle hat. I have the supplies to make the rest of the set. I don't know why I haven't done that. Ancient cobalt. This is just a drop you find. This is another drop you find. Shadow armor. And then crimson armor. That's another. I think you might actually craft that. No, that seems like. No, you do craft that. Okay. You need this stuff from the brain of Cthulhu, however you say it. Cthulhu, I think. This is from meteor armor. This is something that drops. It's really rare. I don't have the pants. Ancient shadow scale mail. It's pretty good if you can find that early on, but it's really hard. And then the ancient necro helm. That's from ranged. This is for range 2 fossil. So what I could do is get some fossil armor and slap it on that, and it would be fine, because I don't think there's any other pieces for the necro, which is what, 5 ranged, 6 defense. So this is 4 ranged, 4 defense. So that's kind of an upgrade, I think, for the fossil. And then you have your gladiator stuff, the wizard hat, and then the mystic robe. You buy this from an NPC, and this is a drop. The Viking helmet, I think. Yeah. And then the platinum gold. There's the ancient gold helmet with the gold stuff I crafted, and then there's just a full gold set I crafted. And the ninja stuff you get from King Slime. The one of the mining sets, the other mining set, I'm missing one, and that's the one that I use, which is the ultra bright helmet. It's, I explained this in a previous video. You combine these two hats to make the ultra bright. That's silver. No, that's tungsten. Tungsten, silver, lead, pumpkin armor, iron, and then the ancient iron. I can easily make the body and the legs for that. Just craft the iron stuff. Tin, and then that's the rain hat and the raincoat, the snow hat, the snow coat, and the snow pants. The bronze, and these are all the three different woods. There's ebony. Actually, there's probably one more that I'm missing, and that's the pearl wood, because ebony is opposite. Wait, is that right? I don't even know. Ebon wood. Yeah, I don't know. There may be a pearl wood. I don't know. But yeah, rich mahogany and just plain wood. There might even be like a birch wood or beech wood, whatever it's called. I don't know. So yeah, and then I have my costumes. I put my favorites first because you have Link, Mario, Toad, Princess. I almost said Princess Leia. There's a superhero, some aliens for you. All three lined up here. That's the alien from the movies, and then some generic Martians. Robot. There's a robot hat, which is different from this robot mask. I like the mask better. It looks more robotic. But yeah, I still need a body and pants for that. A unicorn, Santa Claus. There's a Mrs. Claus here too, so I should probably put those next to each other. And then you have an elf, a Christmas tree. I think that's supposed to be Kenny from South Park. It's just a parka. And then you have Stan's hat. I think it's kind of a reference, but it's not explicit. You have your reindeer suit and an ugly sweater. I don't know why I combined those. I thought it was funny. And then a bow you get from the Christmas events, and then the jack-o'-lantern hat. I think you craft that from potatoes, pumpkins. And then I can't remember where you get these costumes. I think it's just from Halloween. So you have the Reaper, a vampire, and then Lady Frankenstein, a ghost, a mummy, Dr. Fly. This is from the solar eclipse. You got Dr. Fly. This is a throwback from what's that movie? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think. I don't know. The Butcher Mask and whatever. The Creeper, that's a throwback from Minecraft, obviously. The Leprechaun, a moon hat, a sun hat. And this is where I started getting to the boss heads, because there's not really bodies for any of those. And I started with moon and sun because, I don't know, it just, at the beginning and end, I don't know. And then you have the first boss that's really easy that you usually encounter is the slime. And then eventually you get Cthulhu, the Eye of Cthulhu. I think it's Cthulhu. I don't know how to say it. And then the Destroyer, which you would fight usually around the same time as the Eye. And then Skeletron, which you have to spawn at nighttime at the dungeon, which usually comes a little bit after these two. And then this guy is always, is he always the last? He's usually the last because you have to have a certain pickaxe that can beat through the crimtane, or dynamite, I guess you use too. And then after that, you beat the Eater of Worlds. Oh no, this is the alternate version of the brain. So if you're on a server that has the corruption instead of the crimson, you get the Eater of Worlds. But if you're on corruption, you get the brain of Cthulhu. And then this is the Wall of Flesh, which is, in every world. And usually the first boss you fight, I don't have a mask for. I don't think one exists. It's the Destroyer Prime. So it's basically this, but it's a Prime version. And he's usually the easiest because you have that bow that shoots arrows from the sky, Daedalus Stormbow or whatever. And then after that, you usually fight one of these two. They're both about the same. I think this guy, let's see, I think this guy may be a little bit easier than him. He's hard to get a spawn for anyway. It's just hard to spawn him. And she's pretty tough because she actually takes flight, and it's good to have like a flying mount by the time you fight her. And then this one is the next one logically because you need this to get into this place. So This is Plantera, which is just a bulb in the jungle you have to find, and then once you break it, she spawns and she kicks your butt a couple of times until you're able to beat her. And then she drops the key to get into the jungle temple, and that's where you find his spawn. And you have to get the batteries and use them on his spawn thing, and he'll spawn and kill you a couple of times until you beat him. And this is the lunatic cultist, which you have to fight him and then go through these lunar events, which is like 4 different places throughout the world where you have to kill a bunch of mobs until the bar fills up, and then once that fills up, the egg thing that floats is no longer invulnerable, so it starts taking damage and you just kill it as fast as you can. All right, and then a few moments later, you'll see the screen shake, like 4 or 5 times, and then he'll spawn, which is the Moon Lord, and he's really difficult to fight. And then the Ogre, which is the old one's army. Actually, these last 3 are all from the old one's army, and it looks like I screwed up a wall there. So there's the Ogre guy, he's early, and then there's a Dark Mage, and then there's the really rare Betsy. She's like, I think she's a dragon. So that's all fun. And up here we have, this is found in an odd place. It's like a underground sand temple is where you find this set. It's Pharaoh stuff. This is Lamia stuff. And then you have your rune hat, rune robe. Your 2 different bee alternate costumes. There's what is it? Oh yeah, pixie armor. I think I bought that from an NPC. And then I just added the summer hat, which I also bought from an NPC. There's a wedding dress and veil you get from the Bloody Moon, yeah. And then the groom set, which I got the hat from the Bloody Moon. I think I bought the armor from an NPC. And then this armor came from an NPC, and that red hat drops from some mob. I don't know what this is. Fire starter stuff that you bought that. I bought that from an NPC, and then I just added the ginger beard. And then I made these outfits out of that pink and black thread and silk. There's a cat costume, and then there's cat ears, so I kind of need the body and legs for that. And there's fox ears and tail I bought from NPCs. And there's a rabbit hat, which is really cute because it kind of moves sometimes. And there's a scarecrow hat and pants. I don't know why there's not a body. Maybe I just don't have it. Platinum crown, gold crown. That's the dead man's sweater. And then just a gangsta hat I bought. There was a gangsta Mbala hat. I kind of showed those in another video. There's a SWAT hat, SWAT helmet. This is the clown armor. And then some peddler's hat. Archaeologist hat. The jungle rose. Skeleton, or just a skull. And then the golem, rock golem head. I have a bunch of those. You can actually place that too on like a surface, and flowers will grow out of it, so it's kind of cool. And then there's like this weird umbrella hat, and I added the raincoat because it matches. And the devil horns. There's another mushroom hat. I would like to have another mushroom, like the toad shirt and toad pants, but I don't have them. This is something I created, ancient headdress and whatever. It's kind of deserty. It should be next to the pharaoh. And then I got my 3, what do you call them, pirates? So this is buccaneer stuff. This is sailor stuff. And then you have your eye patch. So I need some body and pants for that. These are just random armors you find, like whenever you take strange flowers and hand them into the dye vendor NPC. You just get random dyes usually, but sometimes you'll get these items. I think that's where those come from. I can't remember. But yeah, some of these sets look really cool. Some of them don't. And I think that's the Bala hat, yeah. And the doctor shirt. I don't know where those came from. Probably bought them. And the rest of these are just like, I just added those because I didn't have anything for the glasses. I just added the kimono. And then this is a weird hat. Badger's hat. Yeah, this is, see where it says great for impersonating streamers? That's what all these say. So they're kind of like a weird developer add-in sort of thing. Yeah, some of them look cool. I like that one, I like that one, and I really like this one. I think that's my favorite. And it has wings too. And I don't think they're as good as like regular wings. They're not even working. Oh, maybe it's a. Oh, that's why. Yeah, they don't fly very high at all, which kind of makes them not worth it. But you can use them to skin your actual wings, I guess. So you can stick them there, and then you could equip your real wings, which I have right here, and then it would look like those wings, but it's not. I would still get all the height I do off of my normal wings and make them look cooler. I guess that's a benefit. Because if I take that off, they're just like gold or, fire. Oh, I hate those things. Harpies. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I have much else to show. There's the robot house. It looks kind of robotic. What else did I do? Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do with this world. I'll probably mess with it occasionally here and there, but yeah, I ruined the dungeon, unfortunately. And since this isn't a naturally occurring desert, jungle, this is never going to work. So I'm probably going to tear that down. But that's all I have. Thanks for watching.